You know, I thought after 2018 we stopped trying to cancel comedians for comedy. I mean, after Dave Chappelle took the world by storm with his multiple Netflix specials, Joe Rogan came out and talked about it, Norm Macdonald passed away, I really hadn't seen that much talk about getting rid of people for jokes. Even in the post-censorious Twitter realm of having Musk take over, I thought things were getting better. Apparently I'm wrong. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and that's right. They are trying to cancel Ricky Gervais because he dared tell jokes that are subjectively deemed offensive. Let's get into this. Let's talk about why there's a petition that is now over 5,000 signatures strong about his up-and-coming special, Armageddon, set to release on Christmas Day. But before you do, hit that subscribe button, because channels like mine are the last bastions of free speech, whether it be in nerd culture or culture in general. And I need your support to do that. We're trying to get over 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and we have just 40 to go. Hit that button, and let's look at this. Not one, not two, not three, but 4 different articles talking about canceling the new special from Ricky Gervais. Viewers demand Netflix remove offensive program from platform. Or what about this one from Lad Bible here? Petition launched against Ricky Gervais' joke about terminally ill kids in new Netflix special. Or here we go. We've got Ricky Gervais condemned for ableist slur in new Netflix special. Yeah, ableist slur. They're really going all out calling this stuff slurs. I mean, it's not like it's, again, a subjective joke or anything. Slur. That's such a ridiculous word. Or, of course, my personal favorite article of all of them I've read. Viewers petition to cancel Ricky Gervais' Netflix special over ableist slur. There's that word again. People are petitioning to cancel Ricky Gervais' Netflix special Armageddon due to his use of ableist slurs. A petition to cancel the special, which is set to be released on Christmas Day, has reached 4,500 signatures. Gervais has shared a preview of his set online, but one of his jokes did not land with many viewers. Now, before we go on, before we actually read through the rest of this article, I want to show you guys the joke, because yeah, it's posted to X, it's posted to Twitter. Let's see how truly offensive it is. Let's see if it's worth multiple articles being written. I mean, this is just the first 4 I found that were recommended to me on Google. I'm sure there's plenty more, and the special's not even out yet. Oh, just wait until Christmas Day when it's released. You tell me that December 26th, the next day, we're gonna see a slew more, because these journalists don't have anything better than to do but try to police your speech.
I've been doing a lot of video messages recently for terminally ill children, and only if they request it, obviously. I don't burst into hospitals and go, "Wake up, Baldy."
Oh, well, there's issue number 1 with the joke, and obviously I know it's probably best to watch it all in one sitting. You're going to get the best sort of the comedic reaction that way, but it's YouTube and I can't get a copyright strike, so yeah, I'm going to have to pause it every now and again and give my little thoughts and commentary. So here's the first issue, calling a terminally ill kid baldy. It's not like we all didn't grow up making the exact same jokes about Caillou. In fact, I don't know a single parent that didn't loathe that little brat's existence, but sure, it's offensive now in 2023, almost 2024. So there's strike 1 against Ricky.
Look, me twerking on TikTok. Look. No, I did a lot through the pandemic, presumably because they couldn't even see their own family, and it's through Make-A-Wish Foundation. Do you know the charity Make-A-Wish Foundation? They're great, and they give these dying kids their, like, one wish, and if it's me, I always say yes, and I always start the video the same way. I go, "Why didn't you wish to get better?" What, you fucking retarded as well?
Oh, and there it is. Are you fucking retarded as well? He said the no-no words. He said retarded. He called a terminally ill kid baldy. That's right. You can't say that. It's a slur. People have actually been saying the R word. They call it the R word. As if it's as bad as using the term for black people that rhymes with rigor, for example. Like, let me tell you, there's a big difference between using that sort of slur and saying retarded. I don't know. People grew up in the mid-2000s just saying retarded. It was no biggie. They grew up, they were just saying gay. No one in the mid-2000s was dropping an N-bomb like it was no big deal. At least not 99.9% of rational individuals. But here we've escalated so far to the point where they can't even say retarded anymore. They're calling it an ableist slur. The joke goes on, but frankly, I'm not going to show the whole thing. You guys can either hop on X and take a look at it yourself, or you can just wait until Christmas Day when Armageddon comes out and check out the whole special. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be spending my Christmas night watching a Ricky Gervais special. However, let's go on with what the article says now that you've got the context for why they're so upset. The comedian discussed making videos for terminally ill kids for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but the language he used has been slammed by viewers. In the clip, he refers to one of the kids as Baldy, adding, why didn't you wish to get better? What are you, fucking retarded as well? And then we've got Phoebe here. Phoebe, such a great woman. I'm sure that you go ahead and you follow her posts for such moral clarity when she gives such wise advice. Like, proper weirdo if you actually laughed at this. It's not even that it's offensive, it's just literally not funny. What point is he trying to make? Well, your point that he's trying to make a point is incorrect. Sometimes things are just funny. You laugh at stuff because it's a joke. Not all comedians have to be out there grandstanding in an attempt to make a point. Now, I can tell that you're a female from your profile picture and the fact that you find this offensive. So, yes, feminist comedians try to make points often in their specials and when they're on stage. Yeah, there's also not a lot of laughter at female comedians. Let's be real. Not everything has to have a point to it. But even if it did, you say it's literally not funny. Well, here's the issue I have with this. Frankly, I'm not going to call this a stolen joke. It's not a stolen joke. Ricky Gervais, at least to my knowledge, doesn't steal jokes. But it does have the same, and I mean exact same premise, is a Daniel Tosh joke from 2016. Now, this Daniel Tosh joke from 2016 does play out a bit differently, but again, the premise is the same. You see this all the time with comedians. So I decided, I was like, you know what? This rings a bell. I'm going to check this out. I'm going to go back to 2016 and see if there was issues. So I googled it. Daniel Tosh People Pleaser. That was the name of the album, the special he did it. And when I googled Daniel Tosh People Pleaser, 9 results! We get 9 results about Daniel Tosh People Pleaser, most of which are actually about the fact that he was married. Didn't know that. Interesting. Point is, 9 results, which means in 2016, there weren't articles being written about how he was talking about terminally ill children, despite the fact that he definitely goes hard. In fact, his bit is about 9 minutes long, as opposed to Ricky Gervais being a minute and a half, at least a minute and a half that's on Twitter. So, needless to say, in 2016, which was when the censorship ball really got rolling, there weren't articles about this, or if there were, they have been scrubbed from the internet. But now, almost a decade later, people are throwing a fit over him using the dreaded R word. Social media users have responded to his comments with shock and fury. One person wrote, "This is the most vile attempt at comedy I've ever seen. Sick and dying children wish for a video from him, and he mocks them like this? Shame on you, Ricky Gervais. Children fighting for their life are no laughing matter. I have no respect for this man, and I'm sure the fact that you have no respect for him really hits Ricky in his soul, hits him in his feels. He's just gonna go to bed crying in his, silk sheets about the fact that rando on the internet has lost respect for him." I gotta tell you, the individuals that say stuff like that, like, look, I got my gripes with celebrities, I got my beefs. Obviously, I make a channel about how I'm annoyed at the current wokeness and political correctness at the world, but you won't ever see me on X being like, Ryan Reynolds decided to do XYZ. No respect for Ryan Reynolds anymore. I don't respect these people to begin with. Even the celebrities that I like, I don't respect. I don't know them. How can you respect someone you don't even know? You don't want to put these celebrities on a pedestal. You want to look at them like they're anything more than just your common man. So yeah, I don't respect Ryan Reynolds. I don't respect Hugh Jackman. I absolutely don't respect someone like Amy Schumer. Not because, she's a bad person, but because she's a woman and I don't respect women. That being said, for a man who profited so heavily from a TV program that had cancer as a central plot point, this feels really weird. A second said on X, formerly Twitter, in reference to his show Afterlife. A third put, "We can all take a good joke, but this is below the belt for him, and not one part of making jokes about ill children is funny. Vile." You clearly aren't familiar with Ricky Gervais' comedy if you think this is below the belt for him. This is actually pretty tame for Ricky Gervais. He's done jokes about literally molesting his own daughter. Granted, it was a fictional daughter. I don't think he has. I'm pretty sure he's childless. But the point is, he molested his own fictional daughter in one of his jokes. So, frankly, just calling a terminally ill kid retarded, not exactly below the belt. Also, you say we can all take a good joke. Clearly you can't, because again, this is just that. It's a joke. You're acting like these children are actually in danger, like there's some actual inherent problem with him just exercising his free speech to gasp, make people laugh. How people can be so censorious in today's day and age when you actively see the rights of individuals get taken away on a daily basis is beyond me. We saw UK police officers dragging a retarded girl away, who had scoliosis, I'm pretty sure, mind you, for daring to say that cop looked like Nana and Nana was a lesbian or whatnot. You have people in the UK being arrested for using completely innocuous speech, and you're upset that a comedian's telling jokes? You're trying to cancel an entire special? Man, I would worry about getting your whole, police situation fixed first before you start going after the comedians. The petition to cancel the special, titled "Demand Netflix Remove Ricky Gervais's Offensive Skit Mocking Terminally Ill Children," That is a mouthful. You couldn't come up with something a little easier to remember? Just Netflix remove offensive comedy special. That rolls out the tongue better than demand Netflix to remove Ricky Gervais's offensive skit mocking terminally ill children. That was written by a mentally ill person, was started by Seskova, who revealed that she started the petition as a parent whose child, Katie, bravely battled cancer. Well, Sess, I'm gonna tell you, it sounds like your child survived, and that's pretty unfortunate, because now your child has to grow up not only battling cancer, but realizing that she has such a pussified mom that she won't even be able to understand jokes, that she can't take jokes. Most people I've known that are disabled, whether they be in a wheelchair or whatnot, love when jokes are made about them because it makes them feel like they fit in, like they're part of the gang. People don't want to be left out. It doesn't make someone feel good. If you're hanging with your homies and you're all just having fun roasting each other and your buddy in a wheelchair is not getting roasted, that makes them feel left out, not, oh, I'm so glad. Look, they've been in a wheelchair for a few years. They've probably gotten used to it. I got a buddy that's got no legs. I cannot tell you the amount of legless jokes that I both come up with and heard. It is quite incredible. Off the top of my head, my favorite is when we have him cosplay, for Lord of the Rings during Halloween and have him go as our favorite elf character, Legolas. Like, there's so many that we do off the dome that it's unheard of. And anyone that's heard the way we joke about our legless friend here, Ricky Gervais ain't got nothing on it. It's frankly quite destructive. But he's had no legs his whole life. He's in his 30s now, or he just turned 30, 31. Either way, there's nothing you can say once you've been legless your whole life and you're 31 that they probably haven't heard already. And if you couldn't if you couldn't grasp the fact that your situation, that there's no changing it after 31 years, I'm sorry, you don't need to be here. You ain't one of us. You're not adding anything to the gene pool. So the sheer disrespect and disgust in Ricky Gervais' jokes about asking terminally ill children, questioning why they didn't wish to get better, and resorting to derogatory language are infuriating, the creator continued. How weak must you be to be so infuriated at other people's speech? I mean, are you angered on behalf of all disabled people out there? Did every single disabled person just collectively come to you, random Twitter user, and say, please fight for me. You're the arbiter of everything good and everything that's right with the world? This is not just unfunny, but deeply offensive. I can't comprehend how a writer or anyone at Netflix could greenlight such appalling content. Well, these are the same people that did greenlight Cuties, which was pretty much open softcore porn pedophilia. So, yeah, I don't know if you should be looking to Netflix also as the arbiter for what's good and true. And here's the bitch of the bunch. These are the individuals daring to question the free speech to say take this down when you've got actual teachers who are now going to jail for forcing real retarded kids to eat their own vomit. Yes, a special ed teacher in Indiana has lost her teacher's license and is going to jail or gone to jail. I have to reread the article to remember, because she forced her own special needs kids to use a spoon to eat his own vomit. Now, it could just be me, but that's a whole lot more fucked up than just making a joke about kids being fucking retarded. I'll be real with you guys, I have no idea how well this video is gonna do because I've said a lot of uncouth things and this is YouTube. But at the end of the day, it's the sort of stuff that needs said. This is a legitimate battle for free speech. When the comedians go down, when the court jesters of the modern age go down, and they're the only ones who have traditionally been able to speak truth to power in a way that both makes us think, says the things that we're oftentimes too afraid to say, it really does make the world go round in a society that is founded upon free speech. When yes, even though you can criticize the government, you're often afraid to, due to what it means for the social norms, what it means for the ostracization if you were to be kicked out of certain social circles or a certain job. These individuals have the fantastic job, the grand job of being able to say whatever they want and allowing the rest of us to bask in it, maybe get our own topic started about it. And we are living in an age where the court jester, the modern court jester, is no longer allowed to speak. Off with his head. That should terrify you. It's not just because cancel culture bad. I want to be able to say bad words without getting fired. Like, don't get me wrong, there's that as well. But the cultural ramifications that you clearly don't see coming when you're not allowed to do something as simple as make jokes. If you don't want to hear the jokes, that's fine. Go elsewhere. No one's forcing you to watch his new special, Armageddon, debuting on Netflix December 25th. No one is forcing you to watch Armageddon. If that's not your cup of tea and you want, what's the deal with airline food? Then go watch that sort of content. comedy. But quit trying to censor speech, and if you agree with that, subscribe to this channel, because that's what we're about, fighting this culture war in a way that makes sure that everybody, no matter how crazy or ridiculous they have to say, at least has the right to say it. I can't stand crazy woke leftists that think there's 57 genders, but I will fight tooth and nail for their right to espouse that nonsense, because as long as they're talking about it out loud, we know who to avoid. We know who the crazy ones are. Same with racism. I'm absolutely gonna fight for racists to be able to espouse their racist rhetoric, because the fact that they're saying it out loud means we know who it's coming from and we know who to avoid. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X, where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. I am trying to get to the 2,000 subscriber mark before the end of the year, and we have got 40 or even less possibly by the time this is released to go. So hit the button, do your boy a solid, and by all means, you can find me at Instagram, wordsofparadise_Leon, because it's all here in the nerdosphere, and this has been Words of Paradise.